Hello, welcome back to TCG Ball Kings. Just kind of wanted to do at the beginning of the new year here kind of a discussion of where I'm planning to go for over the next year. And I thought it would be fun while we're talking about the future to get a look at a bit of the past here. I found some interesting sealed products at a local discount store, all put out by Decipher Games back in the early 2000s. I thought we could open them up, have a look at it while I talk about what I'm planning on doing in the future. So first we're going to start with these Austin Powers CCG starter decks. So going forward, there's a lot of different things that I want to be doing. I'm going to be growing a lot this year. There's some... as far as business operations, the major thing that I'm trying to do is that at some point in the next few months, I'm looking to move into a dedicated office space outside of my house. So we will not be staying in this location for a super long time. It's a neat little rule book. Even has a checklist in the back. So if I run across any other product, I can check it off. So we'll be looking for a new office space outside the house, partially because I'm running out of space here in this location. And also partially because my daughter needs this room to have as a bedroom. So, okay, kind of a standard Decipher thing of two different types of cards that don't go together. If you ever needed a reason not to go back to the 90s, here we go. Pit of liquid hot magma. It's the Austin deck. Now the Dr. Evil deck, bent on world domination. I literally remember in Scry magazine they had articles on how to make better decks for this game. That's how dark times were back in the early 2000s, late 90s. Are these dated? Is the box dated? 1999. Freshman year of high school. And the other one should be identical. If you need an extra rule booklet for the Austin Powers CCG, hit me up. Next, let's move on to these Megaman NT Warrior TCG decks. These are from 2004. So a little bit later than the Austin Powers game. This one's already been opened a little bit. As far as product lines, obviously, I'm sticking with Magic and Pokemon. It's a rule book. Hopefully all this has been in shot. That's how you can get in contact with Decipher, who's now bankrupt. Cool. So anyway, yeah, I'll be sticking with Magic and Pokemon. Magic is where all the sales are. I've got hundreds of thousands of Magic cards that need to be added to inventory, so I'll be adding those in as quickly as possible. For Pokemon bulk is super cheap right now, so I definitely want to add to my position in that. It's the cheapest it's been in years, it seems like. Been some talk about the bulk market crashing. Wow, look at that Proto Man foil. Wow, lots of foils. Three foils. Five foils. Look at that. So, Pokemon bulk is super cheap right now. I definitely want to add to my Pokemon position while it's cheap. So I'm definitely going to be looking to pick up lots of collections in the short term, in the next few months, before the rubber band pops it back up into the stratosphere where the prices have been for a while. Yu-Gi-Oh! I just started adding Yu-Gi-Oh! It's been added to the TCG Player Direct program, so it sells in the same manner as the Magic and Pokemon does for me. Extra easy, no extra work involved for the most part. Pharaoh Man, Ultimate Net Navi. Don't know what that means. It's a cool looking card though. Look at that foil. Falling object. Two of the same card? Okay. I mean, this is a neat looking card game. So yeah, I'll be looking to add Yu-Gi-Oh! As a major addition to the product lines. If you guys watched my other videos, you know I'm really interested in working with Flesh and Blood bulk. I really would like over the next year to establish myself as one of the top buyers, if not the top buyer of Flesh and Blood bulk in the market. Don't know how feasible that is. That will depend on a lot of other things that I'm doing, but we'll see how that goes. The last thing I open is this whole booster box of Wars TCG. This game was put out by Decipher after they lost the license to Star Wars. It's very similar, from what I understand, to the Star Wars CCG. A lot of similar mechanics, like they've improved a lot of the things that were wrong with the Star Wars CCG. There we go. Got it open. There were 2 sets of this game that were released. This is from the first set. And I picked up several boxes of this for extremely cheap. Not only was it really cheap to start with, but it was 25% off post Christmas sale. So, look at this art on this packs. Can you see that? This is all, it's a like a space opera game, but it's set in our solar system instead of like Star Wars land. Now other games besides Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Flesh and Blood, I'm looking to add as well. But at a slower pace. Weiss Schwarz, Force of Will, Final Fantasy TCG, Card Fight Vanguard, things like that. I will be adding in as I have time and as I get the cards, but I'm not going to be in any kind of hurry to add them in. Okay, so the rarity is down here in the corner. Look at that. Old school flip cards. There's the rare, Cloak of Fear. Uncommon, 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 and then more commons in the back, including locations on Ganymede. Interesting. Also, there's dead CCGs like this, which as opportunities come up, I will pick up as well. Every card has value, not just Magic cards and Pokemon cards. Wars TCG cards have value. So, I will talk about that kind of stuff going forward every now and then as kind of an add-in or a fun thing. Festering Cargo. Look at that guy. Other things I want to do is, as far as like a business practice, I want to try and establish to myself that I have to list cards every day. This is a non-negotiable thing. It's the thing that adds the most income generation to the business. Days that I don't list cards become days that don't get me money as much. So I'm going to try and enforce on myself that I'm going to list a certain number of cards every day, no matter what. And also, I would like to develop and write up a operations manual for all the tasks that I do for two reasons. One, in order to potentially train new employees that may be coming into the business in the next 6 months to a year, and also to maybe write it up as a something that could be downloaded that might be provided for free or for sale or something as a future digital product. If anybody would actually be interested in that, let me know if you are. Fallen Ally. The back's all the same? Yeah. So it's a little different from the Star Wars game in that all the cards they have different factions, but they are not different card backs like we saw with the Austin Powers, like the old Star Wars game was. So you can actually mix factions. Here's a foil. Rare foil, the Gambler. Look at that guy. Looks like he gambles. As far as other activities for the business, obviously we're doing things on social media like YouTube. The main content that we'll produce will continue to be on YouTube and through the blog on my website. Halish Demir. The creepy dude. Some neat looking cards. The art's a little more cartoony than obviously Star Wars was either screenshots or photographs intended to look like screenshots from the Star Wars movies. This is all art. The cardstock, I don't know, feels a little flimsy compared to those. But that's to be expected in the 2004 era Decipher. They were having problems. Faded. So I'm going to increase activity on the blog, on the website, because I would like to actually use the blog to report kind of a what's going on this week activity report and get that information out there without having to try and put that out there along with the other video content. I just feel like it's more presentable that way, at least from me. So if you want to follow along with the day-to-day or week-to-week operations of the business, that's where you'll find that information. Now, as far as YouTube videos, I'm still planning to do finance type videos and business operation type videos that focus on the bulk TCG aspect. And also I'd like to add in some other ways that you can extract value from your cards. So not just how to turn them into money. Capture. Junshi. But also, how you can enjoy them. How can you collect them? How can you play with them? Lots of different ways to play with bulk cards that people may not be aware of. There's lots and lots of people who do craft projects with cards and things like that. So that would be something I would like to showcase. And anything else I can come up with. If you have any ideas for that, throw them at me. I'll be happy to look into them. Knack. Okay. General Bots. These are cool. Definitely makes me remember the flavor of the old Star Wars card game. I never played this one. I didn't know this existed until I saw it at the store. I do also want to further develop the website. That's going to be something that's continually being improved as well. Ensnared. Captured and ensnared. So it's going to keep being the source of the blog content and also where we put a bunch of our free services like the bulk buy list comparison page. I would like to improve that page a whole lot. It looks kind of like I did it in an afternoon. without any expertise, and I would like to make that, look better. Energy conduit. Looks cool. So yeah, I'm gonna work on that. I would also like to maybe add like a graphical tracker so that you can see the price of bulk, how it changes over time, because I have been noticing that stores do fluctuate their prices on bulk up and down quite a bit in an interesting way. Sometimes it doesn't always move together, so there's that information that would be helpful to see as well. I would also like to have a real actual like buy list submission form instead of just a contact page. Maybe even a separate form for each game. I feel like that would be helpful. Improve the user experience quite a bit. And I would, love to hear any other ideas for possible services or things that would be interesting to you guys. I'm definitely not going to focus on one game. Like, the conventional wisdom would be, pick a lane and stick to it, pick Flesh and Blood and just go hard there, or pick Magic and just go hard there, or just Pokemon. I'm not interested in that. I'm doing lots of different things. The unifying principle of my channel has always been and will always be not this game or that game or whatever, but the value in the individual cards, the bulk cards that are everywhere and that you can pick up. There's value in them. Conservation. So I will not just be focusing on Magic, even though that's my best selling area. I'm not going to just focus on Pokemon, even though that's the fastest growing. I'm not going to lean hard into Flesh and Blood only, even though that's where I'm getting more views on the channel. You got a rare location, Core Shaft. As long as a player has units from 2 or more factions here, each of his or her drains here is +2. So I wonder if that's like Force Drains like it was from Star Wars. Unfortunately, the packs don't have a rules card or anything in it, but I'm sure it's available online. So, also in the maybe more distant future, maybe less distant, I'm not sure. We'll see how things shake out. But I would like to develop more of a community where we're not only talking to each other through the comments on my videos. So there's the potential that I will develop... Oh, another foil. Here we go. Capture in foil. So there's the potential that we'll be developing a Discord server that people might participate in. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to go or when that's going to roll out or anything like that. And I would also like to explore the possibility of some type of subscription service. I'm not sure if it'd be through Patreon, Earth, Humanity's Home. If that would be through Patreon or if it would be through Ko-fi or something like that, but some type of thing like that. Let me know if there's any type of premium content you'd be interested in looking at or having access to or anything like that. I'm always interested in feedback or ideas. Ace McAllister. Well, that's it for that. Hopefully you enjoyed looking at some of these old dead card games. Hopefully you enjoyed me talking about my plans for the future. Yeah, we'll be definitely seeing a lot more of each other over the next year. So